Welcome all of you for the Business and Accounting Studies subject for the ordinary level examination, and this is for the grade 10 students class session. So, grade 10 syllabus includes 12 lessons, and today we are going to start with background of the business. So, lesson 1 is background of business, and this is the week 1 for the ordinary level examination grade 10 student classes. So, before moving into the lesson, we shall first look in what includes in this lesson. So, in the first lesson, it discusses about basic concepts about businesses and stakeholders of businesses. So, when it comes to basic concepts about businesses, it includes business concept, business objectives, the consumer needs and wants, manufacturing businesses, and factors of production. And then we will move into the second section, which discusses about stakeholders and objectives of stakeholders. Okay, now before studying about business and accounting studies, can you imagine what a business is? So, the simplest definition that can be given for a business is an economic activity that manufactures or provides different goods and services to fulfill human needs and wants. So, what is a business? It is an economic activity. So, it is not just any activity, it is an economic activity, and it focuses on manufacturing goods or providing services. For what? To fulfill human needs and wants. So, a business is an economic activity that manufactures or provide different goods and services to fulfill human needs and wants. So, children, let's take a note. If you are taking the note, you can pause this section of the video and then you can write down the note. Introduction. Humans need goods and services throughout their lives, which are provided by businesses. Businessmen manufacture and provide goods and services to meet human needs and wants. Today, the methods of manufacturing, production, distribution, and human consumption of goods and services have become more complex. Then we will move on to second subtopic. Write it as what is a business. A business is an economic activity that manufactures or provide different goods and services to fulfill human needs and wants. So, the firms that operate businesses can be either profit oriented or sometimes non-profit oriented. Both private sector businesses as well as government sector businesses are engaged in this profit oriented business and non-profit oriented business. For example, if you take government sector, institutions like Ceylon Petroleum Corporation, Ceylon Electricity Board, they are engaged in profit earning businesses, profit oriented businesses. So, they generate a profit over the products and services they sell to customers. Whereas, if you look at a government hospital, they are not profit oriented. They provide health services to patients without a profit orient or profit motive. When it comes to private sector also has profit oriented and non-profit oriented organizations. For example, supermarkets, they earn profits, and charity shops, most of the time Sri Lanka doesn't see much of the charity shops, but charity shops are executed with the objective of a non-profit motive. So, in our classes what we do is we will firstly explain you the theory content area. So, you would see it in a blue color heading, and then we will move on to note. So, since we are running out of time, I will describe you the notes, so you can pause the video and you can write down the notes. So, then we move into a very important section, evolution of business. So, evolution of business happened simultaneously to evolution of humans. As the human needs and wants they evolve, businesses also evolved around these. So if you look at this flow chart, evolution of business includes several stages: self-sufficient and direct production, barter system, introduction of money, industrial revolution, globalization, e-commerce and e-businesses. So these stages of businesses occurred, or businesses evolved into these stages sequentially over the time. As human evolution, humans need different things. So if you look at the self-sufficient or direct production stage, this was the time when people were happy with everything they had, or else they had everything they want. From their home, from their families itself, they produce everything that is required for their consumption. So everything they wanted was there, and they need not to go for anyone to supply what they wanted. But eventually what happened was things evolved. So as human needs. So as human needs got complicated, and as human needs started to grow, that humans understood, okay, I cannot make everything I want. So what happened was, the farmers who had, let's say for example, the farmers who had a paddy field, they started producing rice as much as possible. Whereas the people who had cow and animals, they start making milk as much as possible. So what happened was, as people were producing more and more rice from one family and more milk from another family, it created an excess. And as human needs evolved, what happened was, let's say that the person who was producing rice was Sunimal, and the person who is producing cow milk is Nimal. Then Sunimal took a bag of rice and went to the Nimal and asked for a basket of milk. So that was the start of trading, that you had something in your hand and you went to another person and exchanged what you had with the goods they had. So they fulfilled their needs together. But there was one complication. Let's say Nimal doesn't want rice anymore. He has enough stocks. Then what happened? Then the Sunimal cannot get milk when he wants, because Nimal no longer wants milk. So this led to a sort of like problem. There was no good medium of exchange. And as this problem starts picking up, it led to a different environment where money was introduced. Well, compared to barter system, money was a very good and very facilitative stage. Money was a very good medium of exchange, and money could lead to avoiding many of the problems that were observed in the barter system, where people exchanged their goods they had. So initially, from the gold metal to currency notes, money also had a nice journey of evolution. So as money is evolving, then the humans step into industrial revolution, where machines took a very important role, or machines played a very important role in the world. Well, in the industrial revolution, what happened was, now before the industrial revolution, it was mostly the agrarian and handicraft based economies that was evident in the world, in the many of the countries. But when the industrialization revolution picks up, the significant economical, technological and socio changes brought up machine based economies in contrast to agricultural and handcraft economies that was there earlier. So it brought the entire world into a different stage, the Industrial Revolution. And it didn't stop there. Then it led to globalization. And now you might be thinking, what is globalization? The proper sort of like detailed definition for globalization would be the growing interdependence of the world economies brought out by cross-border trade in goods, services and ICT and other new technologies. So globalization was the stage where one economy started depending on another economy. For example, the Sri Lankan economy depended on Japanese economy to supply to get vehicles. So without the vehicles from the Japanese economy, well, what happens? Sri Lanka would no longer have vehicles. So eventually globalization led to interdependence of world economies, making a global village. So as different economies wanted to interact, what happened was, with the improvement of ICT, information communication and technology, it resulted in e-commerce and e-businesses. For example, let's say now you want to order something. Now today you have business applications like e-commerce, where, for example, let's say Daraz, now you can place the order, you can make the payments, and you can do everything through a electronically enabled device. So that focuses on e-commerce and e-businesses. So if you look at today's business environment is mostly predominant with e-commerce and e-businesses. So the evolution of business took place in this order: self-sufficient and direct production, barter system where the trading was started, the introduction of the money as a medium of exchange, the Industrial Revolution, globalization, and e-commerce and e-businesses. So let's move ahead and see what are some of the important components in money as well. So before that, we'll start writing the note. So you can just pause this section of the video and you can put a topic as evolution of businesses, and you can start drawing this diagram. So once you completed this diagram, then you can unpause the video and we can start writing the note from this section. So under the evolution of business, after drawing the diagram, you can pause this section of the video and you can get down the note. So I will read it out. Businesses also evolved with human evolution. In the initial stages, all the humans were self-sufficient. When the social existence of human develops, individual needs also widen gradually. When the needs and wants were diversified, it was difficult to produce all their needs and wants by themselves. So I mentioned earlier, as the requirements of the humans are evolving and increasing, one person cannot make all the things you want. For example, let's say that one person needs rice and he wants to wear shoes also. Then he cannot produce rice and shoes all together. He has to depend on someone who is making shoes for his shoe requirement. Okay, so people started to produce a large quantity of goods that they could produce the best with the skills and resources they had. So the farmer who had a big paddy field focused on producing rice, whereas a person who had the skill set to make shoes, they made shoes, whereas the person or the people who had cow, they started making milk. So this led to a excess of goods. Then people exchanged their excess goods with others to obtain other goods they wanted. This system of exchanging goods was known as the barter system. With the barter system, trading was started. So it was with barter system that the trading was started. However, due to the disadvantages of the barter system, money was introduced. So I was telling you earlier also, sometimes the requirements of the two parties are not mutual. The person who produce rice might not want shoes. So then how can the shoemaker supply the rice? He cannot. So because of this disadvantage, money was introduced. Money was a better medium of exchange, and it was a unit of account that provided a standard measure of value. So now you can pause this video and you can write down this note. Okay, let's move into next section. Now we were discussing about money, so money had quite a lot of characters and benefits. So it was outstanding compared to barter system, and it was a very important stage in the business evolution. So if you look at characteristics of money, money was durable. Money must withstand a physical wear and tear over time. For example, if you are a milk maker in the barter system, milk will not have a durability, but money, it will exist for a longer time. It will withstand different physical or other issues, and it will be durable. And money is portable. It is easy to carry and transfer. Money is very easily divisible. So you can divide it into smaller units. For example, cents. If you are looking at the rupee, you can divide it into even a 1 cent, 1 rupee. But if you take, now let's say, if you take something like shoes, can you divide it to 3? You cannot, because a single person need 2 shoes to wear. And money was acceptable. Money was widely accepted as a medium of exchange among anyone. For example, if you look at Sri Lanka rupee is accepted at any place. So it has a very high acceptability compared to other goods and services which were supposed to exchange earlier. So money had a lot of benefits. One is medium of exchange. Money eliminated the complexities of barter system by providing a common medium of exchange, making the trade easier and more efficient. And it was a unit of account. It was a standard measure where you can simply measure and price goods and services. Money also stored value. For example, today you can go into a bank, and if you have excess money, you can store it. You can earn interest on it. You can spend it when you want. But imagine so many ages back when the barter system was there, if you are a milk producer, can you store value in the milk? No, you cannot. You cannot do it. And money had another benefit, that is liquidity. Money is very liquid, that if you have money, you can convert into goods and services without losing its value, because money is widely accepted. So it was very highly liquid. So you can take down these characters and benefits of money. You can pause the video and you can write down the characters and benefits of the money. So now we will move on to writing down the next sections of the evolution of business. Now we have completed, or we have already written notes on the self-sufficient and direct production, the barter system, the start of the trading, and the introduction of the money. So now we will discuss, or now we will write notes about the industrial revolution, globalization, e-commerce and e-business. So what I would do is I will briefly explain you this slide. So once I completed my explanation, you can post this video and write down the note. The evolution of business continued with industrial revolution. So after the money was introduced, the evolution of the business was continued with industrial revolution. The Industrial Revolution was a period of significant economic, technological, and social change that marked a shift from agrarian and handcraft based economies to industrial and machine based economies. So, if somebody asks you what was the Industrial Revolution, then the answer is it was evident that in this period, due to a lot of economic and technological changes, there was a shift from the agrarian and handcraft based economies to industrial and machine based economies. So, machine based economy was very much visible in this period of time. So, then it steps into the next stage of globalization. Subsequently, businesses evolved to globalization that demanded e-commerce and e-businesses that are visible today. Globalization is the growing interdependence of the world's economies brought about by cross-border trade in goods, services, ICT, and new technology. So, what are the important things? That is the growing interdependence of the world economies brought out by cross-border trade in goods and services and ICT. So, it was evident that there was lot of improvement, lot of advancement in the interdependence of the world economies, especially with the cross-border trade happening. And subsequently, if you look at today, any business activity today, such as ordering goods, paying money, advertising, I was speaking about the Daraz. The example, you can order goods from a Daraz app with the press of a button. You can pay money while you are at home. Okay, you need not to go to a physical store. Can be performed rapidly and easily through electronic media. Due to the accelerated growth in information and communication technology, the world has become a global village. So today, the world is a global village. Any individual in any country is now consuming different goods produced in different countries to fulfill their needs and wants. Okay, so now you can pause this video and you can write down this note. So once you completed writing down this note, you can unpause this video and you can move into the next section of the video. So kids, one thing you should know is with this online classes and this online platform, as much as we are explaining you theory, we will also providing you a note. So as these classes are over, you should have a proper note with you. So once the exams are nearby, you can look through the pages and you can refresh your memory. So that is very much easy. That is very much quick. For example, if you want to watch this video, it would take let's say 30 minutes. But if you have the books, you can simply turn pages and it would take 5 minutes. So you should take notes, and all the notes are very comprehensive in this videos, and it's to support you. It's to make sure that you are getting an A pass in your examination and you are getting everything you need while you are at home. Okay, so please write down this note, and once you completed writing down this note, we'll move on to next section. Okay, now we are stepping into another section, that is business objectives. Okay, now y'all are planning to do O-levels in 2 years time. Okay, now what is your objective? What is your objective as a O-level student? Okay, your objective is to get 9 A's. Okay, simply to get 9 A's. So similarly, businesses also have objectives. Similarly, an O-level student wants to get 9 A's at the end of 2 years. Businesses also have their own objectives. So what is an objective? An objective is something that you plan to achieve. It is also identified as an aim or target. So similarly, an O-level student is planning to achieve 11 A's, businesses also plan to achieve things. Businesses also have aims and targets. So when it comes to a business, when it comes to a profit oriented business, there are two main objectives. So you must remember there are two main objectives. They are earning profits and increasing customer satisfaction. Now let's say like this. Now you are a O-level student and you are also a cricket player, and you have a cricket tournament that is supposed to happen in let's say in the next year, or before your exams, well before your exams. So you want to win those cricket tournament as well. So even though you have your main objective, that is to get 9 A's, as a O-level students, your main objective is to get the 9 A's, but as a sub-objective, not your main objective, okay? As a sub-objective, as a cricket player, you want to win the tournament as well. So similarly, other than the business main objective, businesses also have sub-objectives. So the three sub-objectives in business are increasing the quality of goods and services, generating employment opportunities, and employee welfare. So these are stipulated in your syllabus, in your textbook. So you must be thorough with this, because it's there in your syllabus, it's there in your textbook. So there may be some other objectives, but you should be very thorough with these 5 objectives, 2 main objectives and sub objectives. So let's dive into this main business objective, that is earning profits. Why earning profits is important? Why is it? Why earning profits is important for a profit oriented business? Do you think that anyone who is doing a business will continue their business if they don't have a profit? No one will continue their business. So in a business, there are different people who invest their money in the business. So there are investors who invest money in a business. So those investors, they want returns for their investment. Once they make their investment in the business, they want returns. So it's essential for a business, because it has to pay sufficient returns to their owners for their investment. So it's essential to have the objective of earning profits and then increasing customer satisfaction. Now let's say that you are going to a supermarket, okay, and if you are not satisfied as a customer, are you going to that supermarket? Are you going again to buy goods from that supermarket? No, you are not going to that supermarket. So increasing customer satisfaction is the next main objective, because for the survival of the business, it is essential that you satisfy the needs and wants of the customers. Because if your customers are not happy, then no one will come to your business. So then we will move on to sub objectives of the business, increasing the quality of goods and services. So when it comes to increasing quality of the goods and services, a business should focus on both the quality of goods and services at a reasonable price. The price also should be reasonable. So if you are doing a business, do you think that if you price the price of the goods and products at a very high price, if your price is not reasonable, will you have repetitive customers? No, you will not. So you have to increase the quality of the goods and services at a reasonable price. So if you are going to a supermarket, so if the vegetables there are not good enough, they are stink, would you like to go there again? No, you are not. So you should have a good quality of goods and services. And then as business, you should also cater into different stakeholders, employees. So to the society, you should provide employment opportunities so people can come and earn wages. So another goal of business is to generate different job opportunities for laborers as well as managers, okay, for both the parties. And then the next one is employee welfare, where it is important that you provide something more than wages and salaries. Now today in this environment, employees are not only concerned about the salary, they ask for different things. They ask for medical. Now if you know about the apparel industry, if you look at the garments, now the people who work there, most of these companies like Mars, Brandix and all these big apparel companies, what do? They provide transport for their employees because they want to have a good transport system. They don't want to trouble their employees in maybe public transport, because these employees are doing a lot of service to their organizations. So they provide transport, they provide medical, they provide food, okay, sometimes they provide accommodation. So they provide quite a lot of things so as to improve the lifestyle, life status, the conditions of their employees. So we have 5 objectives altogether. 2 main objectives: earning of profits and increasing customer satisfaction. The sub objectives: increasing the quality of goods and services, generating employment opportunities, and employee welfare. So we will move into taking down notes for the business objectives. So you can put a heading as business objectives. Firstly, I will describe this slide. So after that you can pause this video and then you can write down the note. An objective is something you plan to achieve. It can be also identified as an aim or target. Similarly, every business has a specific objective or set of objectives to be achieved, because different stakeholders expect different returns from a business. Main business objectives. So you can put a subheading as main business objectives of a profit oriented business. Earning profits. Essential for business because it has to pay a sufficient return to owners for their investment. Then the next main business objective, increasing customer satisfaction. The survival of the business depends on how it satisfies the needs and wants of its customers. So then we can move on to sub objectives of the business: increasing the quality of goods and services, generating employment opportunities, and employee welfare. So I will describe the next slide also. So after listening to that explanation, you can come back to this slide and you can go to the next slide also and continue your note. Sub objectives of a business: increasing the quality of goods and services. Business intends to provide quality goods and services at a reasonable price as well as to fulfill consumer needs and wants. So fulfilling consumer needs and wants as well as providing a good and quality service at a reasonable price. Reasonable price is important. So generating employment opportunities. Another goal of the business is to generate different job opportunities from laborers to top managers. Employee welfare, that is providing various welfare facilities in addition to wages to satisfy the employees is another objective of most of the businesses. Food, accommodation, we have talked about this earlier. Food, accommodation facilities, transport facilities, and medical facilities are some examples for those various welfare facilities offered by a business. So you can pause at this section and then you can go to previous section and start writing down the note, putting the main subheading as business objectives, and then putting the heading as business objectives, and then the nextly you can put the subheading main business objectives, and then from here the sub objectives of the business. So you can write down the note, and for today's session we will end at this point. So today we discussed the point 1.1 basic concepts about businesses, the business concept and business objectives. So we have talked what is a business. So it's a economic activity. It's not any other activity, economic activity that manufactures or provide different goods and services to fulfill human needs and wants. And then we talked about evolution of the business, self-sufficient and direct production stage, barter system, where the trading was started, introduction of money as a medium of exchange, industrial revolution, globalization, and today much visible e-commerce and e-businesses. So that is the evolution of businesses. And even though this is not specifically mentioned in your textbook, you can be thorough with characters and benefits of money, characters of money, durability, portability, divisibility and acceptability, benefits of money, a medium of exchange, unit of account, store of value and liquidity. Then you should write the notes, because these notes will help you a lot, because once you're thorough with your note, once you write it, you have a lot of engagement in the syllabus. So you should write the notes, where we have put it in green color heading as note, and then evolution of business. So you have to write the note. And lastly, we discuss about business objectives. So we said there are main business objectives and sub-objectives. Main business objectives are earning profit and increasing customer satisfaction, whereas sub-objectives are increasing the quality of goods and services, generating employment opportunities and employee welfare. So you have to write the note. Please do write the note. That is very important. That is very important, because you need to have a note. So with that, we will end today's sessions. So if there is anything that you want to know, please do comment in the section. So if you are interested in our classes, if you wish to join our classes, we will also include those details in the description. So in our classes, we will provide individual attention to you, and you can discuss with us what we are teaching, because sometimes the teachings we do and the idea you get might be different. Okay, so you can discuss with us, and especially when it comes to questions and all, it will also help you a lot. So but nothing to worry, because everything we do, it's here. It's here. You will get the understanding on the subject content, as well as you will have a good note that you can always refer to. So you will have enough and more support through this program for you to get an A pass for the O-level examination for business and accounting studies subject. So with that, we will wind up today's session, and in the next week we will discuss about consumer needs and wants, manufacturing business and factors of production. So if we have more time, we can move into the next section, the stakeholders of the business, about stakeholders and objectives of stakeholders. So I wish you all the very best. So if you have anything, do comment. All the information that is required, contact details and everything are there. So come to the next class, do study well, and wish you all the very best, and get a pass for your business and accounting studies for your O-level examination in the end of 2 years. All the very best.